All right, y'all. So we got a super special one today. 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass. See, it's a convertible. We posted this car live on Friday on Instagram to go for sale, and it has been storming nonstop since like Wednesday down here. This the first day that has been decent enough for me to go ahead and get out here. It's Sunday, 1:07. I was up here working on my car, and it was raining, and then it just stopped. So I said, let me go ahead and shoot this video and do this test drive so people can stop asking for it. So 1972, like I said, Cutlass, super beautiful, clean car. Everything has been gone through on this. We just gonna go ahead and get into it. See, we got the raised white letters, got the radials. Has been painted. It's got that beautiful, kind of like an off-white. I'm not sure the exact color, maybe an eggshell. Stripes have been redone, beautiful as well. We're just gonna move into it. Body looks beautiful. Anything that I see, I try to point out. Obviously, it's not gonna be perfect, but I'll show everything that I can. Top is replaced as well. You'll see that later on in the video. I took this off because I knew I had to put the top up, but it's got the top of the boot cover, super solid, clean, slides right in, no rips or tears. I just took it off because I knew I was going to put the top up if it started raining. Looking at these rear quarters, I don't really have anything to point out there. No waves or anything like that. Obviously, beautiful spoiler on the back. Again, like I always say, these lights up here, they make it so you can't hide anything when they're under. You see how clear and how tight that circle is. It shows the condition of the paint. Rear bumper looks good. We have no rust, no dents, no pitting on there. Got a little tiny bit of a paint chip here. It looks like they went ahead and touched that up. On the driver's side, again, I didn't have any waves or dents that needed to be pointed out. One thing that I do like, there's plenty of things I like about this car, but one thing I can tell, whoever had it, they clearly took care of it and babied it. Normally, you catch all types of little dings and stuff right there on the edge of the doors because people just open them up without paying attention to what's next to them. Nothing there. Again, all body panels look aligned properly. Front windshield looks good. No stars, no cracks, no rock chips. And we're gonna come down the hood. Hood looks beautiful. Grill looks great. Obviously, all the grill and everything is brand new. Front bumper looks good. No dents, no rust. I'm telling you, as we keep going through here, there's gonna be non-stop goodies. So obviously the first thing, you got great paint and body, new hood, but the heartbeat. You got an LS3 backed by a 4L60, but this isn't just any LS3. I know I get into it all the time with people, not into it, but we had conversations about how cheap it is to do LSs and this and that. When somebody tells you that you can get an LS put in for cheap, it's because they're going the junkyard route and they're barely doing any work. They're pulling it out of some random car that you don't know if it has 100,000 or 200,000 miles. They're putting it in and that's it. This is an LS3 GM Connect and Cruise. If you're not familiar with that, straight from GM, from the factory. I think they come with, I can't remember if it's 2 years or 3 year warranty, 24 or 36,000 miles. But they come with a warranty. This one has already been installed. The warranty's out, but it only has 18,000 real miles on the motor. And everything that comes already pre-packaged. The 4L60, the motor, the harness, everything. You don't have to do anything but put power to it and drop it in the car. This is one of the correct ways to do an LS. Super clean, like I said, accessory drive, aluminum radiator, a Griffin. And like I said, a stock ECU, Wilwood brakes all the way around, a new wiper motor. Got all your goodies. Also, the other thing is got vintage air. So it's running the stock AC compressor, but vintage air. Dual big fans. Very, very clean and the right way to do it underneath. Like I said, if you're building a cruiser, a reliable cruiser. Let me grab the keys and pop the trunk. I know I'm gonna get some comments on this video about, LSs and this and that. And all I'm saying is there are right ways. There's different type of builds. If all you want to do is put an LS in something, by all means, go to the junkyard, drop it in, figure out and go from there. But if you're doing a real build, one, you're going to either do some type of a connecting cruise, blueprint, something like that, or you're going to still go to the junkyard, but you're going to go through the machine shop. You know, you're going to build your motor the way that you need to. You're going to know all of the internals. It's just not going to be a motor that's got 150,000 miles and tell everybody that you can LS for 5,000. Trunk is super clean. You can see that it's been coated. Nothing to hide. You got your spare tire, old school jack. One thing that I do like, I'm not going to open this up, but I think it's super dope. It's the blueprints. It looks like the originals from the 70s, but it's blueprints for where all of the trim, badges, and emblems go. So if you've ever seen any blueprints like for a building, that's how it is. It's got the exact layout to the centimeter of where you need to put the stripes and everything. So I think that's super dope. Interior is beautiful as well. Stock, well, new stock, because clearly the seats and stuff have been redone. Let me move this out the way. No rips, no tears, beautiful black interior, newer carpet, no issues there. Beautiful front seats, no rips, no tears. There's our door panels, no warping of any kind. Jams look beautiful. And dash, no cracks, no warps, no anything. So, yes, let me lock these so I don't forget when we start the test drive. On to the driver's side. Again, our jams look gorgeous. Seats, panels. Really nothing to talk about here. So give me a second. We're going to do this test drive. All right, y'all. We get started in the test drive. Let's crank her up. As you see, no issues there. Mileage reads 19,000. One thing I didn't mention earlier, it's paperwork on everything in the video. So like I said, the install of the motor, the paperwork with the motor, the dash, vintage air, the suspension, which we haven't even gotten into yet, the paint, everything. So the 19,000 is believed to be 100% accurate on this build. As you see, we got Dakota digitals. Everything is reading accurate to what I can tell. Wipers are not on, so wipers are not working. Lights are on, I can see here. Let's see. Horn works. We do have power windows. And they all work. Vintage air blowing. I drove this car last weekend, so radio works. Personally, I probably would have done a retro sound. I like those better than anything else in here, but to each its own. Shift work, shifter, nothing super crazy. It's just to be swapped over to work with the 4-speed. I think that's it. Let me put my seatbelt on. Let me put y'all down for 1 second. Here we go. I think I'm gonna leave the top down. I'll put it up later in the video. Oh, another thing that I really like, so again, you do your LSs however you want. I'm just telling you from my personal experience, something that I really like. You can't see the tab because it's underneath, but we got a sport and a street mode for the transmission for the shifting. Because if you guys know, a lot of these LS3s back in the day, well, not back in the day, but they come out of like Camaros and that. So like the fifth gen Camaros. So you can change, obviously your, when you're driving, you can go sport, touring, and street, I guess. This one allows you to switch the transmission shifts between sport and street by toggling that button. Just another little dope thing that they did with the install. Car is super smooth. I didn't look up the exact power because I think this one was installed back in like 18, so I don't know how they've changed. I think they're like 430 horsepower. I know they can range depending on the cam, but for argument's sake, let's just call it like 430 right now. More than enough power, more than what these things came with. Sounds super smooth. Throttle response is very nice. Drive-by-wire, of course. And of course it's sprinkling a little bit. Oh well. Not a beautiful day to have the top down, but it is like 78 degrees, so I ain't going nowhere but around the corner, so it'll be all right. You guys will see the top once we get to the end of the video. Brakes feel good. Wilwoods at all 4 corners. As you can see, all the gauges work. You get what you expect out the LS3. Plenty of power to move, super smooth, extra reliable, of course. Outside of the driving characteristics, interior is relatively quiet. You can tell that the window sills or felts, whatever you want to call them, they've been replaced. I didn't roll that window all the way down, but if you can see the top of it, she's not rattling at all. Dash is nice and quiet. I got no belt squeal or anything. Ride is, I'm gonna say it's relatively firm. It's got coilovers at all 4 corners, so they're probably, you know, got the rebound turned up or down, however it goes. But relatively firm, which that's how I like my sport cars. But you can dial it down however you need to if you rather it be a little more, what's the word, cushioned. So sounds good as well. I believe it has an X-pipe exhaust. I'm gonna get her on the rack and we will check out underneath what's going on. All right, before I lift her up on the rack, I'm gonna actually go ahead and lift the top up so you guys can see. This is a newer top. You can tell the pads, everything. Rack looks beautiful. Clearly it was painted when the top was redone. What am I doing? Let's get out. Beautiful white top, no rips, no tears, glass back. You can tell the chrome trim around the top has been replaced as well. So let me go ahead, actually, let's do this. Go ahead and just let her up while we waiting. So I know we're gonna get plenty of comments on this one. They already started on Instagram and everything. What I say to everyone, if you think you can build this car cheaper than what we have, just tell me, just show me how. Find you a convertible 442 and then get all of your, you know, your LS, your 4L60, your rear end, your Wilwoods, your full suspension, your vintage air, your wiring harness. Get all of that done and let me know how much that's going to be, and then add in how much labor is going to be and how much your time is actually worth. We had these debates all the time. And you know, it's funny, it's part of the car culture. So, you know, you get what you pay for and you pay for what you want. A lot of people think money, how much something costs, is the value in it. The value is what it means to you. What's the value for you? Is this car worth, I think we're running this at $62,000. Is a car that's 100% done. Maybe you got to put on wheels, it's your choice. But for the most part, the car is done, $62,000, and you can ride this summer. Or is your value in finding one, a convertible, for probably $30 on the cheap side, and then waiting for paint, body, suspension, motor, interior, convertible top, exhaust, and whatever else you might possibly need? Is your time worth that, worth waiting for, or you gonna spend the money now? So it's always the conversation that you have when you do these type of builds. So either way, starting with the rear bumper looks good. No rust, no dents. You can see the reflection. She's nice. Newer gas tank. It's not the stock one, obviously. I am going to check. I'm not sure if the tank is in the trunk. It sounded quiet when I started it, so I'm assuming it is. So goodies underneath. Full ridetech suspension. I'm not going to get into the argument of what's better, BMR, QA1, UMI, ridetech, anything. But I will say ridetech is not cheap. This is not, you know, like an eBay knockoff. So ridetech at all 4 corners. You got your coilovers. Yeah, you got your coilovers. You got your new sway bar. Factory 12-bolt rear end. So, you know, some of these came with the 10. Wilwoods all the way around. I believe 4s all the way. We'll check, but 4 pistons in the back for sure. Frame is nice and straight. Floors look beautiful. They've obviously been recoated. Everything is tubular again for the ridetech suspension. Looks great. Frame is straight down the driver's side. We also have new brake lines coming to the back. I think all of them. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. New from here. I think that's stock still, but we'll roll it. Again, X-pipe exhaust looks clean. Fuel pump. Yeah, the fuel pump is in the tank. Ceramic coated headers. For you guys, you know, again, these are things that add into the cost. This is a stainless steel, I believe, exhaust. Doesn't look bad by any means at all. You got a couple little marks here and there, a little surface rust. This is what the difference is between regular $200 headers and $700 to $800 ceramic coated headers. They hold their color longer. They don't change from the heat. We just came off the test drive. No signs of leak from the oil or transpan. I do have water here. That's, you know, obviously it was wet outside. But oil pan looks dry as a bone. Again, yeah, these are 4 pistons in the front. Spindles have been changed. I don't know if that's a ridetech thing or not. But again, something else that's been swapped over. You got your soft brake lines like you're supposed to. Oh, I am going to say another thing that I really like that I just noticed. When you get a correct install, rather you do it yourself or somebody else, y'all see that marker line right there? That's how you know your things are torqued correctly and when you need to readjust them. When you do suspension, firstly, you're supposed to just tighten. You don't tighten your suspension until all of the weight's on the car so it doesn't bind up. But secondly, you should be tightening it up again after you've probably done, I don't know, let's just say 100 miles, maybe 100 and then 500. I might be wrong, but you need to make sure that you are rechecking all of your bolts. Super clean underneath, aftermarket horns. So front bumper looks good. We already talked about that. No rust, no dents. Looks pretty solid. Moving along the side. Obviously, tires match at all 4 corners. This is not paint. This is actually powder coat. Again, these are little things that add up to a build that for somebody that doesn't care, they just don't care. It's not on me to change your mind. But when you're building something correctly, you can paint it and hope it doesn't chip and peel off. Or you can spend a little tiny bit extra and powder coat it, and there you go. Body looks solid. I don't have anything to point out there. Let me get around this. So again, just beautiful car. All right, so if you guys are interested in this 72, give us a call, 256-801-4409. Check us out at Rolling Museums on the website and Instagram. As always, appreciate you watching. Like, comment, subscribe.